town.
We return to our heroes as everyone is winding down from the shenanigans that happened the night before. Specs is off trying to get new apothecary supplies for her stuff. Lester's out accidentally menacing the populace. He might have to go around and ask for a new leather worker. Morgan!
I'm glad you already know what I'm going to do.
I'm reiterating it for the audio listeners. Morgan is out chasing down the next part of the story. Yeah, I think that about sums it up.
Everett generously.
Yep. Does anyone want to start? Okay.
I'll start, yeah.
Lester.
I think I already know. I think this time I'm going to just go out into the street and find a police officer.
Go out into the street, yell, "Does anyone know where leather workers are?"
Does anybody know how I can hide these knives?
So you're going up to...
Conceal my weapons!
Alright. So what are you doing? You're going up to a police officer and...
Asking him for a leather worker that isn't this one. Or that one over there.
Okay. So how do you identify the police officer?
Hopefully by the badge he
Roll me
has.
a notice roll.
Oh, God.
And so it begins.
So it continues.
I had a 5.
A 5? So you do manage to find one.
Thank God they stand out.
Yep.
almost
You go
better
up to
than
him and you ask him for another leather worker. He turns to you and speaks a different language.
Jokes that just never get old.
This city is just the best Bob and the Rakes joke.
English?
Sideshow Bob and the Rakes joke.
He shakes his head.
I'm not a gambler. That's the problem.
That doesn't mean you can't.
No, I'm not doing
Pulls
this.
open jacket revealing 4 knives.
Definitely not doing that to a cop. I guess I jinkle jankle and walk away.
He tips his hat to you.
Fair, sir.
I guess I'll begin attempting to find a leather worker.
Okay.
But trying my best to stay within distance of
roll
the
me a
hotel.
notice roll.
4.
Okay, so the sign above the door, you notice that it, while not written in English, it does have... You memorize the sign.
Yay!
You are looking around. You manage to check it against other shops in the area. You think you can isolate the word shop, but the other ones you don't know.
Okay. I attempt to use this information to discover a shop
Okay.
that I'm looking for.
Roll me smarts.
I mean, it's not much different. 4.
Okay. You do manage to find another one.
Awesome.
I had a great answer for if that was double ones.
Hmm?
That was only half.
He
ones.
did identify a character, but it was the family name of the shop owners, not the type of shop it was.
Mm-hmm. Turns out this goes by each street is a different family.
That's how Vermont works.
Yeah, fair. Alright, so you do manage to find another shop.
Wonderful. I enter.
You are greeted by an industrious shop. There are leather goods all over the place. Hats, boots.
I approach the counter.
Okay.
And I ask English. Well,
All right.
They shake their
Party
heads.
skills out. This would be why charades.
Yeah.
You have performance.
Don't you?
So I'm just gonna remove like
He rolled poorly.
the whole knife and sheath from my body
Mhm.
and point to sheath, and then like pull out other knife for this.
They nod their head, say, one moment, go to the back, and bring out a pretty generic sheath and hand it to you.
It would work for the ritual knife.
I don't know, try it.
I try it.
It doesn't
I
work.
didn't think so. Special.
They look at it, kind of like, hand on their chin, and offer their hand.
I give them the God, what's it called?
Hilt?
Thank you. The hilt of the knife.
I
They take it
accidentally
from you.
stabbed them.
Look at it, kind of like turn it around a little bit. Say something, partially say something to you. Go.
I forgot. You're dumb.
Go to the back. So they leave it on the counter.
Okay.
They go to the back. And they come back with a piece of leather.
Okay.
They make a trace of it and hand you back the knife hilt first.
Okay. I take it.
They, once again, take a second, think, and hold up 3 fingers.
Okay. I show him
3
the
hours,
other
obviously.
knife. So, and then say 2.
They think it over a little bit, and then hold up 3 fingers again.
Okay.
Well, actually, no. They first hold out their hand. Repeat process. Make a note of that. 3 fingers again.
I nod.
Mhm.
This will work out, definitely.
Yep. Okay.
Next time, Gerald will be ambulatory and able to help you, maybe.
Maybe.
Another question
Is there anything else you want to do in this shop?
Days.
No,
Dollars.
I will go back to the hotel.
Okay. With you transiting back,
Souls.
who wants to go next?
Sure.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm up for it. So I'm making my way towards the apothecary.
Make me a.
Thackeray.
What would be a puzzling together things check?
Smart.
Mystery check.
Common knowledge.
Or common knowledge.
Common knowledge, I'd say.
Okay.
Spirit.
Ooh.
Cool.
Did you roll both of them?
Yes.
No.
Well, you don't re-roll the second one.
Okay.
You picked
11.
which one, Gerald.
11. So you managed to make your way to the apothecary. It is in Whitetown.
Good.
Lucky you.
Yeah. Guess who asked for directions?
So you managed to make it
White
into the
people?
shop, and the person behind the counter goes, "Welcome to the shop. Oh, hi. How can I help you?"
Rude. I'm pretty sure they put up the act for me.
Yeah, Hello, I'm looking for a set of items, and I pull out a list that I had already drawn up. Right here, these ingredients.
They pick it up. They scan it.
It's about expected to be $50 worth of
What?
goods.
What does this say?
If I may, I can dictate if need be.
All right. They take out a piece of paper and get ready. You dictate it. They write it down.
Yep. Okay.
And looking at then what's your
Wait, sorry. Is this the character that cannot speak Chinese but can read it?
No, it's the character that can write Chinese but can't read it.
Ah, there we go.
yes.
Wonderful. I finally got there.
So they're looking at this and going, some of these are kind of hard to get. Might take a little while for me to acquire them.
I understand. That's
I
fair enough.
possibly could get them a little bit quicker, but it will cost.
That would be fine. If need be, then absolutely.
Okay. Be around. You want them faster?
I would love that.
It's going to take about a day.
I should still be in town for that long.
Okay. Then it'll be about $40.
That is more than acceptable.
Wait, you said it was 50?
I did.
Okay. It'll be $55.
That is understandable. There needs to be a way for you to get some then.
All right. I will see you here in a day.
Wonderful, thank you, kind sir. I kind of look around the shop like, what caused that sudden change? Like, is there something obvious that I see? I will notice roll this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, can I piece 3 and 2 together?
Definitely.
That would be a
Definitely.
Oh, absolutely not. No.
Yeah,
It looks like a pretty normal apothecary to you. In fact, it looks pretty well stocked. You swear that there are some of the things on the shelf, they must have been already called for, because some of the things on the shelf are what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
But,
If there's some things that are missing, I guess there's some things that are missing.
yeah.
Alright.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything else you'd like to do while in White Town? You're up, Bill?
I may not be able to talk to my leather worker, but
No, it's
he's
definitely
probably
White
gonna
Town.
make a good leather.
It's 100% White Town. Like, not particularly. I think Specs is going to go back to the hotel then and study A, her map, and B, the book that she got.
Okay then. On to another person.
We're sleeping.
So
I'm probably alone. Right.
What would you like to do?
I would like to study the. I would like to reproduce the pages that
Make me a...
I copied, and then
What would be a good roll
investigate
for this?
This would be. I am gonna say. Smarts to reproduce it, and then research to
Okay.
parse it.
Make me a smarts roll.
You smarticles.
Out of 5.
You manage to reproduce it. You don't get all the intricate details, but you feel like you've gotten like all the important stuff down. Also, make me a notice roll.
Notice roll. That bodes well. A 4.
Your translation book is missing.
Great.
Oh, right.
Great.
Have you looked around? Make me another notice roll at a +1.
I feel I'm being toyed with.
You are.
How about a 6?
A 6? You find it by the door really disheveled. In
Yeah.
fact, like the first 3 pages are missing,
It's kind
or
of
they're
like...
like ripped off.
No, they're stuck in the
in
door.
a separate pile.
They're stuck in the door still.
Yep.
Do I share this room with anybody?
Everett.
Okay.
He's asleep in the bed.
Happily snoring across the room. Okay. Yeah. Not where I left it.
Nope.
Not in the state that I left it in.
Nope.
That has nothing to do with me. Why are you looking at me? I can't read.
You are both at the top of my list of suspects and
all-
the bottom.
It's also definitely not me. I was unconscious all of last night.
You, I think, are the most likely person to know something about what happened, not necessarily the most likely person to have
Oh, almost definitely.
caused been the original inciting incident for that. So now I'm going to do my research for learning from
Yes.
this
Learn
excerpt.
thing.
Yep. And you will get a +2 for investigator because you have your stuff.
I was going to remind you that I did.
Mm.
And that's an exploding 8.
Yes.
That is 16.
Cool. You managed to decipher it. Open up your piece of paper.
Yay! I didn't expect to get to do this today.
That's a tiny piece of paper.
Shape change? Fuck yeah. I probably don't get that right off the bat, just like the other ones, right? I have to spend
Yes,
a level
you
on
have
that. Yeah.
access to it. But it means that you can access it when dealing with the devil now.
Hell yeah. So I could have
Alright,
accessed
we can
Smite while
access-
dealing with the devil.
We can
Yes.
access
Before?
Smite.
That's good to know. I'm glad I have it.
I'm actually gonna note that.
I'm
down,
not
'cause
whining, but yeah,
That,
I-
that's a good idea. To
we did not
use.
know that before.
I mean,
So
it's-
beautiful.
It makes sense, but it's one of those things that I don't think about it.
Yeah, there is a disconnect there that I also had until recently.
I'm not mad
Yeah.
Alright, so
because I want Dark-Sided Smite in my back pocket.
you now are free to do what you'd like. Or are you using... Okay, we're going to say that this research is while these two are coming back, so we'll count this as that time.
Mhm.
Morgan, would you like to do anything? Last we knew, you were wandering around trying to get a little bit more information on stuff.
Yeah, because I had the evening post to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
Because I already got the morning post taken care of. But I'm teaming up with the reporter I was replacing, and we're trying to get more to come for the evening post.
Okay.
So that was what I was doing.
You did manage to find out that the people were killed, the bodies that you've heard about in the back of the house were killed by something with a floating skull.
Right. 'Cause that's what we found out last time.
Yep. If you
Morgan
like to do,
decided not to put that in the news.
if you like to do a little bit more searching, make me a research roll.
Yeah. Let's see, for research,
I believe you got a
think I
D10, and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have
I
investigator.
forgot
so
that
it'll
this
give
was
you
in
a
the
plus-
Deadlands chat.
I have a plus 2 to it.
What is?
It's the Yeti.
I have a 5.
A 5,
Wait, hold on. I have a 7.
a 7.
Yeah.
All right, that. So you managed to find out a little bit more. You find out.
Because I remember that I had interviewed somebody who was staying in town who had seen the spider kill everybody.
Yes,
But that
that was a through the door conversation. You could
was
not
also
enter.
not credible enough for that newspaper.
Yes.
So I was not going to include that.
Yes. So you find out a little bit more on where Eustace Reginald Smythe went.
Smythe.
Who?
ERS.
He's the guy that Morgan has beef with.
Oh.
He's the one that Bart handily showed up by going, "Here, I have this invitation directly from the party thrower's desk. Would you like to take a look at it? I assure you that it's..."
Is real.
Yeah.
Get fucked.
Yep, basically.
He's the guy who hates like social mobility, even though he is himself a product of class mobility.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we hate the qualities others have that we ourselves hate in ourselves.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to put that in front, and then I'm going to wordsmith it into something that actually sounds good. How's that?
Sounds good.
Yeah, so I got to find out something about
Okay.
Smythe.
A little bit more. You found out that they are a... While they did enter at a high level of social structure, they are a relatively new individual to the social network that is Shanfan. They have managed to worm their way into the higher echelons, but not much is known about their
boost.
past. You also learned the name of one of their close friends, a person who they are frequently seen at parties with. It is...
If you want to come up with it later, I can just put like brackets.
Yeah.
TBD.
Jacques something.
So, the other thing that I had that I could follow up with is for a couple days from now, and so I had enough to partner up with my colleague with and get something out in time for the Evening Post.
Yep.
And so basically we do that, and then we go to my gentleman friend at the Telegraph's office to get that.
Oh no, wait, never mind.
Oh, he will do whatever I want.
Perfect. Never mind. Yes.
They have quite the working relationship.
In that the relationship works very well.
Yes.
Money flows both ways very quickly,
Yes.
and in exceeding amounts.
I make it worth his while to answer the door at 3:30 in the morning.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Oh wow. I
An
rolled a
expensive
20
one.
and a 1 on this.
So,
Put that there.
yeah, basically all day we were working on getting ready for the Evening Post, so that way we can sell even more papers.
Yep. So you managed to, but I have the Deadlands book.
That one.
Because this is breaking news, and my colleague and I are doing a great job of getting the news breaking on time.
You, in fact, are. There's a lot of news that you are breaking to the paper.
The public must know.
Mm-hmm.
The creepy spider thing is going in the epitaph.
Oh yeah,
Good.
absolutely.
How long have we been on Shanfam? A week or two?
About 2.
Remember our horses?
A bit
How long
over
did
2.
it take us to get here? We paid for boarding for them.
Yeah,
Yeah, for like 3 days, wasn't it?
I presume that
You guys
we.
can just keep paying for it.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's,
You have enough money.
I suspect that like.
So it seems to go through well.
What? The Telegraph or
Yep.
the news paying everybody out?
The
Yes.
telegraph, the telegram that you send seems to go through well.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I guess you'll find out in the Evening Post.
I paid him a lot of money and did a lot of favors for him.
Yep. It isn't his fault
That you know of.
that it went through well.
as far as you know. That was really
You
satisfying.
do so. As soon as you finish it, you get a message back saying, "Are you sure you meant to send us that?"
Give that back.
Wait, is he sexting the other telegraph operator?
How dare you have telegraph sex with anyone else?
No, he's. Look,
I just thought
we
that
have
was
a
our
casual
thing. That's
Not that you know of.
Look,
You gave
Morgan
it to
is
him.
not in the room while he's telegraphing.
Yes.
Right?
So, with the amount that was written, you think that he wrote what you wrote?
Yeah. And he did for the Morning Post.
Yes. For some reason, this time it came up screwy.
I know that this isn't how telegraphs work, but what if they had the wrong plot, right?
The what?
Baud rate for a telegraph.
So baud is from when you're trying to synchronize analog and sorry. So there's frequency of signal along the wire. The baud rate is
Okay.
like synchronizing what that frequency is.
Got it.
It's to a certain extent slightly more advanced than a telegraph because a telegraph operator just listens
It's just an electrical pulse.
for the presence of a pulse,
Right.
which, you know, there can be a lot of degradation and attenuation, but it's literally just on or off, and they have like a handshake to sort of discover how long a long and a short
Roll
is.
me an occult roll.
Roll you in a occult roll? Okay.
Or you can roll yourself an occult roll. I'll still
Okay.
interpret the answer.
Do it for yourself.
Is it because I know about how telegraphs work and now I'm talking as gold?
Telegraphs are not the occult.
They are now, apparently. Shit.
No.
Uh-oh. You have Benny suspended.
I do have Benny suspend. Who's gonna actually spend them?
I thought about Benny
I have
in
a
the
7.
reproduction roll.
7.
Yes.
You remember that
To
there
reproduce the
are
page.
sometimes things that happen. Like, occasionally, messages get mixed up in transit on the telegraph. The fact that this has been a little bit of a mix-up is not unheard of. You've dealt with this before.
That's why my counterparts also got their own telegraph.
Mm-hmm.
And so the paper hears from us both.
Yep. But certainly got something weird from you this time.
Yeah, but they know that it wouldn't be because of me in particular.
Vampires.
Seems like a very bad.
Electrical vampires.
Nothing that they could have
Goes to the
possibly sent
machine?
to this
They
place
latch
is
onto
going
the
to be a
wires,
surprise
suck
to
the
them.
data right out.
Because it's a whole house
And
of
in the middle.
investigators.
Mm-hmm.
If they want
A
to know
vampire
something
tap.
about me,
Yeah.
they
That's how you
already
make
know
demons, right?
Yep.
No, that's how you track them.
Suck
So-
the
Demons
demons out
were-
of wires.
Is there
Demons
anything
were
else
already
you'd
in
like to
there.
do?
No, because you would usually make thralls, but that thralls aren't a thing in digital media, whereas demons are.
It's true. The demons were already in there,
So,
Right, that's one of the things
did
I
the
find so
paper pay
frustrating about
me?
this book.
It did pay you for...
Did the
For
money
last
go
night.
through? Then
For
I
last
don't
night.
care.
Okay. And they
This-
know I was working with the other guy,
Yes.
so I will be paid for today's work.
Yes. You
Okay. That's what I care about.
are. Okay. Bart! You hear a knock on the door.
Who is it?
Someone left a note for you?
Okay. So I guess I open the door and watch the pages of my dictionary flutter to the floor, and then look at the person at the door.
It is a bellboy.
Good.
He hands you a note.
Thank you. I take it and the papers from the floor.
Shuksa jumps bolt upright and tears across the room to investigate what's happening, trampling Everett in the process and waking him up.
Okay.
Like any good dog should.
Yep.
Good.
Roll me a Shuksa strength check
Ah!
Oh, jeez, what is this guy?
while you're doing that.
I read the notes.
So it is from Mr. Bringham. He is inviting you back to the tea house where you two met.
Oh, lucky
Delightful.
Good for
when?
him for getting out alive.
Yeah. Is that the master of the house?
No,
No.
that is
Yeah.
the...
He's like the
you. No,
steward.
Mr. Birmingham was the guy who got us the.
Who I got the invite from.
Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
the valet or steward or something.
Yes.
Okay. Great. I'm not. When? Yeah. When?
It is... He asks when would be a good time for you.
Oh, delightful. Do we have any plans that I should?
Nothing
Shuksa
for-
definitely wakes you up.
Leaving. That's
right.
about it.
Yeah. we have business
in
out of
like a
town,
couple
but-
days.
Right. And what time
You will
of day
take
is it at this point?
a -1 on your next physical.
Wish I could tell you.
attribute roll.
Step in your balls, huh?
Okay. I'm thinking more gut.
Yeah, like
They're
winded.
close.
You know, the whole dog ran across you because they heard the mailman.
Yes.
We've all been there.
Mm-hmm.
Poe got startled in
Thankfully,
the in the windowsill.
Thankfully,
one time.
no.
And he leapt from the windowsill. This was when he had to leap kind of across me, and his huge broad chest caught my headphone cord, and he pulled my entire PC tower down over on the side.
Oh,
Poe was a big man.
He's a huge guy. Oh man, he doesn't move that fast that often, but when he does, nothing stops him. What time of day is it?
It is getting towards afternoon.
All right,
Like
let's
12.
let's call it an early lunch tomorrow.
Okay.
'Cause I'm not going alone.
He gives you a address to send it to, and
Perfect.
yep.
So yeah,
So basically, in the envelope is a second envelope that you can put your
a self-addressed stamped envelope.
Yes.
How about that?
Yeah. So
Gen Z would understand why I said that. Isn't that
Wait.
weird?
with
Yeah.
that, Everett.
Everett, you're awake.
Yes.
And groaning, yes.
Good morning to you too, hon.
Oh, good, you're up. Do you know what happened to this?
Doctor. Chinese.
I'll call a Chinese doctor after you tell me.
No. The doctor was Chinese.
Okay. All right, I guess we're getting somewhere.
They needed the book. It didn't work.
Okay. The doctor of the book. Okay, hate myself.
The book. The doctor was great.
Good. Okay. Who needed a doctor?
JR.
So the doctor was great. Does that mean JR's okay?
He's alive.
That's good. Okay.
Well,
That's a lot of information. So was the doctor mad at my book, or how did it?
I don't know. I went to bed.
Of course. So how do you know JR's okay?
Obviously.
Good question.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Doctor's gone.
I mean, he was doing better when I went to bed.
Okay. All right. That's all I've got. I don't.
If it's late afternoon, or if it's getting into afternoon, JR's gonna get. I'm gonna get up.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably. I guess.
Make
go
me a notice roll.
Find lunch.
Yeah.
Your sheets are bloody.
Nope.
So JR does not notice that
So you wake up in
it's
Specs'
not
room.
their sheets that are good. Oh, they
Huh?
do notice.
You wake up in Specs' room.
Huh.
alone.
Yep.
And you're missing an arm.
And drums tomorrow.
Oh, prom was last
Joke's
night.
on
It
you.
was.
Joke's on
We
you.
burned the house.
There is no
down.
high school in my town.
Fair.
Prom's tomorrow.
What is that originally from?
It's like probably
sure.
just because it's a trope.
Pretty sure
1960s.
Yeah.
it's High School Musical.
No.
I think
no
it's
problem
in
with
High School Musical for the same reason. You're right, for sure.
Huh.
Wait, no.
So you notice that you are feeling quite a bit better than last night.
Yeah.
You do remember the doctor. You remember them patching you up.
I try and sit up. I succeed.
Make me an agility roll.
See, that I can do. Unless I get double ones.
You fall off the bed.
Crit fail to sit up!
My proposal is that he goes to sit up and then through a combination of, oh, that hurt more than I thought. Oh, goes to sit up, stitch in the side, that hurt a lot. Goes to catch themselves with the missing arm and falls off the bed.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep.
You never do get used to that, huh?
Nope.
I believe it.
So, yeah, no, you... Does anyone have any other ideas?
No.
I like that one.
That's good.
Okay, so yeah, no, you try and get up, and upon sitting up, your everything hurts, and it just... and then you start tilting, you go, oh shit, oh god! And you forget that you don't have an arm on that side, and thump. You two hear a thump.
I was going to say, are we in an adjacent room?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, good.
You two hear a loud
JR's
thump.
up. Or, I mean, at least out of bed.
That's the
So I would-
only person that could have been.
Everybody else is out.
They don't know that.
We don't know that.
That's true.
Mal does.
Something's going on.
I
in-
might, because
something
I
good
was-
is going on
You-
in Specs'
You
room.
got up
Yeah,
like at the normal time.
I would imagine, yeah.
But I don't
Yeah,
think
like-
he's left his room.
Yeah, but like everybody else left, you know.
Didn't you leave for breakfast? Because you
Probably.
were talking about finding lunch.
Yes, I would have
Yeah.
left for breakfast.
Yeah, so
Would I know where you went?
If you were asleep, no.
Did you leave before breakfast?
Would have been well, yeah, it would have been after breakfast. Actually,
Everyone who ate breakfast, lose 10 cents.
Yay.
Ha.
Damn
Nope.
it.
That's why I walk around. That's why I walk around with bacon all the time.
Yep.
I'm walking around bacon.
mm-hmm.
It's my walking bacon.
You
Art
should see
needs
it go.
his restaurant meals. Cool, so...
yeah, I
You are now
work
on the
my
floor.
way. I try standing up again. This time a little bit more carefully.
Make me an agility roll -2.
Oh.
Here we go.
Pennies are made to be spent.
Especially on
I-
things like
I
this.
stumble and like bounce off the desk, or bounce off one of the walls, and use that to steady myself.
Okay.
Hey.
The dice agree with me. 5.
So, remembering some of your parkour last night, you, as you're getting up, you stumble a little bit and just kind of roll along the wall and manage to go up straight without hurting yourself anymore.
Yay!
Thank goodness.
But
Success.
yeah, no, now you're up. You're in Specs' room. Specs' room. Yeah, it's the first time that you've really been in here.
Did you lock it from the outside and
I thought we
leave
had
with
the
the key?
discussion with like after you met Sasquatch in our room.
I thought it was in
That
his
was-
room because that's
yeah,
where all
it
the
was-
money was.
Yeah, it was in my room, because that's where you put all the money.
Bex's room would have been unlocked.
Don't you
because
mean
Bex
Sasquatch put all the money?
Went
Yes,
to
that
a
is what I
different room
mean.
to sleep.
Okay. I just know that she tends to be very careful about
There
who has
is
access to her
a-
stuff.
Pool
Well,
of
she tries
dried
to be, at least.
blood next to the closet. Or next to the wardrobe. It seems to... yeah. it
Do I
seems-
remember being by the closet?
I don't know, do you?
I taste it to see
Roll
if
me
it's
a smarts roll.
Shit, that's mine.
Gotta get it back in!
Man, I was bleeding way more than I
Yeah,
thought I
no,
was.
you don't remember bleeding that much, but holy crap. You must have, like, pushed up against the wardrobe. Also, your suit's in tatters.
That's a real
Travesty.
tragedy.
It really
no,
is.
you needed to, the doctor needed to get it off you quick.
Yeah. Well, much as that a pool of blood and my body says I should probably stay here, it would just be rude if I was in here in this state
Mhm.
when Specs got back. So I'll open my door, or open the door, and
Oh, you also find your key on the wardrobe saying you dropped this.
I'll take my key. And I will walk along the wall to my door,
Alright?
being
like
not being careful
Not being
about
careful.
Everett's door.
Okay. So Everett's door is on the other side of you. Specs and...
Oh, Specs is in the middle.
Yes.
Okay, then not be. Then doesn't really matter.
So, when you enter your room, make me a notice roll.
4.
4?
Yeah.
Alright, so you see something flapping in the window.
I'll go over to it.
Okay?
What is it?
It appears to be a note.
Oh, must be from boulders rolling down the mountainside.
I was going to say, get well soon, love Squatch.
I take it.
So, when you open it up, it says... Basically, the gist of it is, thank you very much for helping. We defeated the adversary together. Because of this, I grant you one boon at a future... I grant you one boon within the next month.
Within the next month, okay.
After that, I will have to return to my people.
Question. Do I have to... How much information do I have to have about the shape that I'm changing into?
Good question.
Thank you. There wasn't a lot of information in the shape change blurb on the PDF that I looked at. See if I can find what that is for you. Page 168, I believe, of that book.
What's up?
Then I'm gonna realize that I'm hungry
Mm-hmm.
and try to make my way downstairs.
When do I arrive?
And this time I am not careful about the oh no, oh right, because we took the hinges off of, or you broke the. Which door did you break?
We didn't break a door here. I don't
Oh no.
Yeah,
No, we
we
did.
absolutely
No,
did.
it was Specs' room.
It was Specs.
Yeah.
So that's why it's not locked.
That's why my door is not locked.
Also, Specs didn't see
Got it. I thought that was odd.
I am not careful
believe it went.
about.
Specs. Specs, are you awake? Specs.
Slam.
No, it wasn't even go away. It was crunch. Specs, are you awake? As Specs gets up with dynamite in hand.
Oh, it's you guys.
And then Specs was.
So
it was like, JR needs help. I
you
can't
will
help
need to
that.
have a reasonable knowledge of what you want to change it to.
I know what I'm doing with my afternoon.
You could change into Shukes though.
Yes, I could.
I'd
I'd also like to meet boulders falling down a mountain. At some point.
Rocks falling down the mountain.
A rock's on that.
I am
Tumbling down.
studying
Tumbling down.
maze dragons.
Yeah. Suddenly, I really want to go on a boat.
Yeah, I'm not being
Very
very
small
careful when I
maze
go
dragon.
when I lean against the wall
Mm-hmm.
outdoors.
Yep.
Hopefully not the last one.
This sounds like a new form.
So,
of
Maybe there's just
It
like a
sounds
random
like
gong
someone-
hanging on the wall.
It sounds like someone is just bumping up against the wall, going along towards the stairs.
Sounds like someone's really drunk.
Yeah. Make me an agility roll.
I propose that
This
is
has gone
when
well in the
Specs-
past.
I propose this is when Specs comes back from shopping.
7.
7. You don't trip on any of the things that you bump into.
Good.
As you are going down the stairs to get food, Specs is coming back up.
Well, and we would have come out.
Do you think that
Okay.
was JR waking up?
Yes. Let's.
We should probably check on him.
I mean, I'm
I'm hungry.
hungry as well, so.
There's a breakfast here, right?
Well, it's lunchtime, but yes. Either way, you can have brunch or whatever.
They'll make something.
Late breakfast.
Start demanding eggs. It'll work itself out.
From the kitchen.
Yeah.
It comes flying.
JR covered.
yeah, so
Everett
as
covered
you
in
are
broken eggs.
leaning your way down the stairs, Specs is working her way up, and you hear Bart and Everett's door open and close behind you.
Mr. JR, should you be out of bed in your condition?
I think I try and close the utterly rent shirt that I'm wearing.
JR, you're up.
It does something.
It does something.
It accentuates how hurt you are.
It
So,
makes
like,
you look more
so-
pitiful.
The shirt that you are wearing is not quite drenched in blood. There is very much a lot of blood on one side. You happen to tug that side more over you, and it tears the side. It tears the rent in it a little bit more, revealing more of your stitches, which at this point haven't done any healing. So like they are quite agitated.
Oh yeah. I am not being sensible here.
Nope.
Oh, JR, you're up.
He shouldn't
Hey,
be.
I'm
Feeling better?
No,
Then why are you up?
I'm hungry.
Me too. Specs, did you find lunch?
Everett, help him down the stairs.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Push.
Help him.
He did well last time.
Honestly, that might work.
Help
He was
him.
doing really cool stuff last night, like running on things.
You never can see a single bit of that either.
He did miss all of it.
Yeah.
We were completely
Oh, man.
separated when I parkoured through the attic.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I can't wait to say, sure you did, JR. No,
Okay, Grandpa, let's get you back to bed.
That one scene from Parks and Rec. Am I not doing somersaults right now? I certainly feel like it.
Help him back up the stairs. We will bring you breakfast. No, lunch.
Wait, but Bart said it was lunch.
Food!
Wait, they have breakfast? I thought it was lunch.
Food, whatever it is. It's food.
I'm sure there's a diner doing all you.
so
it'll be easier.
Are we going
Specs,
up or down?
Specs, just let me order my phone food. It'll be easier. You won't have to do any gesturing or anything.
Lester, at this point, you come in to see the knot of your cohorts at the top of the stair, or halfway down.
Halfway
Middle
down.
of the stairs.
Halfway
Honestly,
down
the
stairs.
worst.
They are taking up a lot
Is
of the staircase.
is JR more than halfway down?
No, we made about half.
Alright, back up you go.
Please tell me
If
that
he
there's
was more
like
than
a
halfway
Chinese
down, then we let him
granny
back down.
Yes.
who can
Well,
be pressed
how much is he
into
going to argue
making
is kind of
a
what I
bunch
was
of
weighing.
soup and dumplings.
We don't know.
Being helped up the stairs? Absolutely not. Nope.
Right. This is what I expected. I figured it'd be
Make me a strength roll.
me.
Yes. Make me an agility roll.
Don't I get minus on strength for being small?
Yep.
Yeah. Great. It's a D4.
Don't worry, you only have to beat a D6's roll.
Can that count as my roll? No, I want it to. No, that's a 3.
All right.
That's
you
a
managed.
5.
You managed to dodge your way out of Bart's come on, and you work your way a little bit farther down the stairs.
Guys, I don't think we're supposed to be playing tag right now.
Oh, hey, Lester.
And suddenly
did
Lester's
you
here.
find lunch?
Hey, Lester.
Yeah.
Is it raw?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. That's so much worse.
Everett, I don't want what he's having.
This.
Yeah, me neither.
You chase it down with liquor and it goes great.
Yeah, it cooks it on the way
I
down.
thought you said we weren't playing tag.
Pork ceviche. Great.
I can't remember. Did the doctor actually remove your wounds or
I mean, mechanically, yes.
Okay.
You should still
Yeah.
have one.
Sorry, I got a 4 that time.
Nice catch.
Mm-hmm.
Everett walks over, throws an arm around JR, and says, "Let's go find lunch."
All right, so Everett and Bart are marching their way down the stairs. Sorry, Everett and JR.
For
like
certain
fighting the
values
tides,
of
Specs.
March.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
You are
helping
doing
him
a
fix
lot of
those.
that lifting.
Again.
If he pops those stitches, I am not helping him fix them.
I don't blame you. Even though you're the one who's best equipped for that.
Correct.
You have magic.
I don't have magic like that.
Try
Yeah,
explaining that to Everett.
Yeah, I don't have an answer to that.
Morgan, what would you like to be doing?
So this is we're getting into the evening then, right?
We are still in the afternoon time. You
Does Morgan know that the telegraph that they had sent for the Evening Post didn't go through?
basically, as soon as the person. So, would you stick around for them to finish the message, or would you just give them the piece of paper and leave?
And hope.
That depends on whether or not.
Oh,
Okay,
how could you?
when in this timeline did we level up? Because that
At the end of the.
It would have been
While
during.
you were sleeping.
Yes.
while sleeping. All right.
You
Hey
just
guys,
wait.
look at this
So,
cool thing I
You just
I
wake
would
up more
definitely, like I would maybe have
Upon
stuff.
reflecting on the stuff that you did during the night, you.
Oh no, just, summon a Hellsteed in the middle of.
Upon waking up, hey guys, I'm a ranger now!
That's the plan.
I wished on the Tooth Fairy, and I found this under my pillow!
Guys, look what came
It's
in the
even
mail.
got my name on it.
So
That.
I
This
might
has to
be
be a mistake.
interested in hanging around within a certain range until the next sunset.
Dumb.
Okay.
But that would mean that not necessarily that I was hanging around waiting for him.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no.
If it fucked up, he might want to tell me about it.
Yes, so.
So
Do
he
you
could find me.
do you
Best I could
have
do is
a
not
specific place that
cauterize.
you
Cauterize.
frequent in the area? A place that he knows he can find you, because while
stop the
rare,
I could
this
also
has happened
persuade
before.
Specs to do
Yeah,
to
so
do-
he could
That
either
one,
find me at my
that right, yeah.
rooms, and there's also a couple of cafes that I frequent
Look at my list.
to set up my writing desk,
Hellsteed.
do profiles in my
My
electronic
source is a
paper.
wild card.
I think that
So
Dog is
he
a
could
wild
find
card.
me.
you would be at a cafe at this point.
Yeah.
So the operator comes in and says, "This came back for you.
Okay.
I swear I did it right, but apparently something went through wrong."
What does it say?
Did you mean this to send us this? That's what you said earlier.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Did you mean to send us this? This story, it doesn't align with the credibility of this paper.
So I would not have put anything in there about the spider. I put stuff in there that was about, like, just people's reactions.
Yes.
And my counterpart and I had completely aligned, and then we went to separate telegraph operators and sent the same message.
Yes.
But yours violates the YouTube community's guidelines.
Well, I'm very gay. So,
bound to happen eventually.
it's bound to happen. It happens a lot. So, I guess, like, the response from my side would be, like, whatever version that colleagues sent is the correct one.
Okay.
Hello.
Because they know that we always send the exact same message.
We will go with that.
Because I have a long history of, like...
Your message had a lot of extraneous details, including some very wild accounts of what happened.
No, the sexy telegraph was earlier.
I would not have shared that with the telegraph operator.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't.
So either the telegraph operator is going through my stuff.
The
Which-
telegraphs can be weird in this universe.
Yeah.
Like, that's a little bit.
And this guy somehow knows every single language that I do,
It's impressive.
which is possible after he is a telegraph operator.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Oh yeah.
so
music. Yeah,
this is how I'm finding out that this guy is going through my shit. Effectively.
Possibly.
Wait, but you passed your occult check. You know that sometimes stuff just happens over the wire.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do know that, but usually it's not
But you could just
adding
be paranoid.
information that was in my notes and not in the version that I presented to the telegraph operator.
Was
Do
there
you
ever an
maybe-
opportunity for him to go through your notes?
Do you maybe want to get a copy of what they were sent?
Yeah.
So this is going to come out of your advance.
Yeah.
But you get back a very weird story that has nothing to do with what you wrote. It appears to be a novel about going to the moon
Okay.
via a big cannon.
Is this motherfucker like using your name to like pen novels?
Georges
That he-
Méliès?
That would be incredibly fucking stupid because nobody wants to pretend to be a ghostwriter.
What face did the moon make when they read
I don't even write under my own name, you fuck.
A phantom ghostwriter?
That's what you got back.
That's what I got back.
Pretend.
Alright. How much does that take out of my personal money because I'm paying him effectively to get a copy?
So to receive it, it will be $15.
Okay.
Jeez.
It's a long ass telegram.
Yeah.
It's also
Still
a
more than I
reputable
expected.
newspaper that can afford this shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out what I have access to deal with. So, like, is it normal in this universe that something would be invented out of whole cloth on the telegraph wire?
It is.
Because it's not normal in reality.
Hmm?
It's not. That's not how telegraphs work in reality.
No. It is known to happen. Yes.
So this sometimes happens. So the newspaper would also know that sometimes fucked up things happen on the telegraph.
Yep.
Which is why we both sent it in.
Yes.
So they now know that my colleague's version is the normal one.
Yep. And now you have a story
And now I have a story.
about going to the moon in a big old cannon.
I'm gonna sell that to a penny
Okay.
rag. I'm guessing it was basically a like Chat GPT story.
Does anybody have the digital version of this?
Yes.
I'm having trouble finding the thing I'm looking for.
It is very not well.
Here, I have.
Yes.
It is very
Hold on,
what?
already?
It is very.
I think that's the
Yes.
base.
Yeah.
Base Savage World.
So there's
think
a
so,
penny
yeah.
rag that collects these.
Mm-hmm.
If not, you'll
I
have
sell
to
it
go
to the
back
penny
one
rack.
layer, and
Okay.
it's the folder with all
I'm
the
probably not gonna get even a whole dollar, but
You
I
get a pen.
no. That's how much the rag
you-
costs.
You
I
get.
would like at least 5 cents for it. I want enough money to get like a sweet roll.
You get 15 cents.
184?
15
Holy,
cents.
it's
Sick.
in a bestiary. That's what I'm looking for.
As they. Oh, you want the bestiary?
Yep, which this is not big enough for.
So, the telegraph operator has no idea how close he came to
Morgan's wrath.
to my wrath, but he's saved this time by it being normal.
Mm-hmm.
And the penny rag gets a great chuckle out of their latest acquisition.
Yep.
Do my colleague and I have more to do to continue covering the breaking news?
You feel like you've covered it pretty well.
'Cause-
At least as far as you can within the bounds of polite society.
I'm faster than a warhorse.
Yeah, so like the more stuff there is to
Wow.
find out is going to happen after the investigation, and like I don't know whether or not insurance is a thing, or whether or not his estate was insured, but I might be tapped to continue covering that as like builders get into
Mm-hmm.
figure that out. So I might be back in a couple of weeks, but I have my own projects I can now work on and
Okay.
actually get a full night's sleep instead of a nap.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, is there anything else you'd like to do, or would you like to go back to your hotel and take a nap?
I'm going to send another telegram, and it's really short, to the Tombstone Epitaph, telling them to get a copy of the Morning and Evening Post from this paper.
Okay.
Now you're
And
getting
now they
questioned.
know that there's more to come.
Yep. You get a quick confirmation back saying we will.
And now they know that there's
Look,
more to
we
it. than
will.
that.
Looking forward to next story.
Yep. So that's what I'm going to be working on.
Okay.
Is their edition of it.
Mhm. All right. What do people want to do?
We're going to lunch.
Lunchtime.
Is there a restaurant in the hotel?
There is.
That's where we're going.
That's what I was.
Lunchtime. Going to the door. Oh yeah, right. Turns around. Okay, so make.
Make a lunch roll. Nailed it.
I will make a
You have number
mayo.
Cantonese roll.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, you have a 2 on the 6 chart.
So it's not a
there's,
very
there's
good
6
lunch roll.
options.
I needed to
You
get
got
a whole
number
number.
2.
Yeah.
To order like a good filling, at least for me, easy to digest meal,
Okay.
and something
You-
really hearty for Everett.
All right. So you get.
But it gets
a
mixed up, so you wind up with the rare steak, and he gets chicken broth.
Rare
Perfect.
tough
And
steak.
Shuksa needs something too.
Oh, and I ordered something for Shusa.
All right.
You wind up with the
you
raw
managed
meat.
to- You
Shuksa
get
gets the rare steak, and you still have the chicken broth.
a noodle soup.
Yeah.
It is very well made, very smooth going down, not hard to drink. There's not too much chunks in it.
Nice.
You get a very delicious mishmash of stuff. Yep.
Do I eat?
Yeah.
Did you come with us?
Yeah.
Oh, then I order
Thank you.
what you want.
I don't know. Food.
Also, poo poo platter. Okay.
Various
Yeah.
Asian food.
Yeah.
I order-
platter it is.
I order some nice stuff.
Okay.
Or-
You get a series of buns.
Perfect.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh
yeah,
no, I have to get
exactly.
pork
Yeah.
buns again.
Nice
Shit,
Asian
no,
food,
it's been a long
TM,
time.
comma, assorted.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right here on the menu.
Comma assorted.
Okay, so y'all are eating.
So,
I'm upstairs in my room.
are you? Cool.
Are both of you in the room?
Yeah, who is here? I'm following that. Not
Okay.
to eat
So
anything,
everybody
just to
but
sit at the
Specs-
table.
Everybody
just
with
to
specs in
aggressive, just to like awkwardly.
Just like to be
move
No, I'll
a
eat
little
my
bit.
bacon while I'm there.
Okay,
My bacon.
so yeah,
Please
no, they're,
don't eat
they're
your
eating.
raw meat at the table
The Shooks is
I
doing
do
it.
say
I'm
it
pretty
like
sure
that.
This is
Well,
before like
because
rules about eating
but,
at
like-
establishments.
Shooks is a dog. He's not.
Shuksa and Lester are sitting at their own
I
table.
mean, if he wants, if he wants to sit
Food
on
on
the
this
ground
table,
and eat,
raw
like,
food on
next
this
to the
table.
next to your dog, I got no problem with that. But I'm not going to tell him to.
I wouldn't either.
Yep.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
I'm up in my room studying my map of monsters
Okay,
to figure out
Oh yeah.
where the fuck did he import all that shit from,
okay.
and B, what the fuck am I going to be fighting?
That's suddenly relevant to Bart's interests, but I don't think we know that yet.
There's other things also relevant to Bart's interest, and we'll talk about that in a second.
Oh, good.
All right, so you see that the Yeti is primarily found up farther north. In fact, it's around from where you guys came from. That the
makes sense.
spiders typically are found in the Great Plains.
That doesn't.
I'm only taking a train for the
Not the
Great
migratory
Plains.
plain
About it.
spiders.
The lion
You can see them
can't find anything about
Sure,
it.
sure isn't a North American beast.
The bat is found in an area only known as the Deadlands. It
It's
is
everywhere.
Could that be possibly north of the Great Plains?
Name
Title
drop.
drop?
Uh-huh. Ah!
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
It
I totally
is.
missed it.
It is in fact like. So the Great Plains are here.
Right.
The Deadlands kind of.
Encircle it.
Okay.
It's. Where is it?
Are we talking
It
about like
is-
the Canadian Shield?
Yeah, we have multiple
Yeah.
maps.
Because the Canadian Shield is what's above the Great Plains.
It's
Well, so the
not-
Badlands or
not
South
officially
Dakota.
right.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah. And just north of the Badlands
I
is
believe
Canadian
it is
the Shield.
basically
Okay.
around here.
Gotcha.
That's the
okay.
Badlands.
Yeah, it's very much in
So, yeah.
that area.
That is a very different biome from the Canadian Shield.
It is.
That, yeah.
Yes, it is.
Oh. Huh.
And as
Noted.
for the buck-toothed man,
Couldn't even tell what that is.
yeah, like
Sure
you
was
did
a
not get a
dude.
good enough look at it to discern it from any
Is
of
it
the
human?
monsters on your.
Does a little leaflet from Barnum and Bailey come out from between the folds of the map?
I don't know. Roll me a Barnum and Bailey leaflet roll.
I'm gonna make that a flat D6.
Can I make that a performance? Ah,
Yeah, I don't know. What does a 5 get me?
Nope.
No.
so
There's a notable
so
battle.
many maps
There's
have like
reasons for that.
leaflets for attractions in them.
Yeah,
Like
that makes
the Battle
sense.
of Lost Angels.
Oh.
Okay. And so then in the Great Maze, what monsters are denoted as being in that area?
Remind me again. Is this a map of?
It is a picture map that we've gotten from one of the bookstores.
translation book.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was this of specifically supernatural monsters?
Yes.
Okay. Can I see the Deadlands book once you're done? Thank you. Notably, the maze serpents aren't on it, as they are a totally natural phenomenon.
Big ass snakes. Totally normal.
We
mean,
have
you
one in
see
our
Anaconda,
lake.
right?
We have one in our lake.
New animals. And monsters
Yup.
and things.
Yeah, animals are cool.
Especially when you can turn into them.
I wouldn't
Turn
know
into
anything
champ.
about that.
I should. and then die because I'm not in the water and my body doesn't support its own weight.
It breathes air. It breathes air, but the second part you can't.
You know, right?
Is
So-
there a
so do
main
whales.
Savage World book?
That would be cool.
Dang it.
Oh, I thought you meant with an E. You're talking about turning into champ. So I was in New England, east of Maine. It's not a joke, it was just a little break
It
part.
sure is.
Now everybody's doing research.
So there are
I'm
notes.
just looking at this map.
There is a
Hex
picture of
slinging,
burning of like
hex
a burning body
slinging,
in
Crush singing.
the hex slinging.
in the area of the maze.
Tells you
What the hell?
There's also
Didn't Specs come from Deseret?
Hmm?
What?
there is also a odd-looking. best
Nobody
way you
knows
can
that.
Describe it.
In-game.
The best way you can
But I'm
describe it
assuming
is
that's where
as
Specs came
a
from.
goblin.
She's from Arizona.
Goblins.
Arizona area. Probably just on the edge
Travel
of.
through Deseret at some point.
Probably.
Well, they have an
Yeah.
association with Dr. Hellstrom.
It's usually laid down fixes it,
They must have traveled through Deseret,
Got to
Don't-
check out.
which is meta knowledge.
Worry
Everett
about
doesn't know that. Everett wouldn't worry about that.
Wouldn't necessarily need much to have it.
Oh, he's certainly heard of Dr. Hellstrom.
Oh,
He
I
definitely
meant
gets written up in the epitaph.
where Deseret is relative to other stuff, but geography is good too. Ignore me. I spoke on things.
So, the
Have you
burning
been to Deseret?
person. There is also what you can best describe as a goblin that is centered around
No, I'm from Chicago.
in California area.
I mean,
You also see it
Have you been
cross
to
off at other parts,
so pretty.
but
The
usually
salt flats are incredible.
contained around civilization.
Alright. Make a note
I
of
was
that
gonna
and
say-
circle
More
those.
sour,
There is another thing that I can't find. Oh,
so I flew into here.
also a form
And
of
then
a
also
emaciated
have the
spirit
of these mountains.
around the city of Lost
And then down
Angels.
to
We camped in Dinosaur National Park.
Cool. So that's I camped just outside of Canyonlands.
Huh.
Nice.
And then I went to
I'm sure that
Canyonlands,
won't
Arches.
cause us problems.
Technically was at the front gate of the Capitol Reef.
So
But it's
yeah.
closed.
Saw
Alright.
Indian.
I circle that and
And
make
then
some notes on the
fish
map. I
lake
try to figure
forest.
out what I might need as like tooling. Probably
Mhm.
gonna have to go find some silver at some point. Then I have to figure out what I want to do about a man on fire.
You might want to act fast.
Yeah.
Alright, so.
Then last thing will be that I pull out the book that I've
Yeah, it's because it's all
got.
all falling
Yep.
trees.
And I'll just be reading it at my desk.
That's really
Okay, make me an occult roll minus. Wait, actually, there are numbers for this. Pass me the secondary book. No, not that one. The Smaller
one.
Deadlines book.
I mean, I guess they have the salt lake. So. We have the salt lake and the fish lake.
It's a pretty great Salt Lake, isn't it?
It is pretty great.
Yeah, it seems like a minor small lake.
There are
Like,
superior Great Lakes.
What is it? What's the
One in
number
particular
on
I'm
it?
thinking of.
It was the oldest.
Okay. I believe that is at a minus.
I've been hearing
Two.
rumors about that.
Noted.
Erie.
What about Yuri?
you totally. They've been making like
Lake
Lake
puns.
jokes. the
Lake
whole
name
time,
puns.
yeah.
Yeah,
Even, like,
Worst time to
Are
not
you
be
feeling
paying
superior?
Yeah.
I always.
He already made the
Always.
superior joke.
No, we did it
Yeah.
alright.
Since
Seven.
it's kind of a
Seven?
mish.
Seven.
Again,
So,
in fact.
as you are digging through the
Stretching
book,
it,
you're
rolling out of
reading
it.
it, and you're seeing, you're seeing between it,
Mm-hmm.
and are able to pick out supernatural elements that you've seen JR do.
Ah.
Oh.
This is from the map.
No, this is from the book.
The book that you.
Yes, the book that we stole.
Oh, cool.
Or saved
I'm
from
impressed.
the fire.
Yeah, rescued.
Roll me another occult roll.
Did you
This
steal
one
one
not
of those
at a
cards? Did you
I'm
succeed in
impressed
that?
because I use Mahjong
I have
style
no idea what you're
the
talking
cards
about.
that
Of course you
probably
don't.
be talking about.
Yeah, nah.
I'm a perfectly respectable member of society, and I don't do any thievery
Reliable, yes. Of
when
course.
anyone is watching.
I
Five.
don't steal anything if I'm going to
You
get
also
caught.
think you remember seeing cards.
I am a perfectly innocent individual who has never been proven guilty.
I've been trying to figure
That's
out
true.
what the hell is going on. here.
Every word, the strict
It
truth.
has something to do with this book.
Huh. We're gonna put that back in my bag.
Okay.
Along with my other spooky novels. And the Merchant of Venice.
It's print.
Along with my other spooky novels and The Merchant of Venice.
The spooky.
I love it.
Fun fact: this has been misprinted.
How so?
This is not a shaman edge.
No, it is not. It is not.
No,
No, it isn't.
What is it?
Ranger
It's a
promotion.
promotion.
But it is an edge I might go for eventually.
Okay, so with that,
My next couple of steps are going to be making sure JR gets safely back up the stairs.
Wait, I wanted a conversation of the lunch.
And
Same.
to
Conversation.
go find a monster manual of
Okay.
sorts. So, before we do that, since we want to have a lunch conversation, we should do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, that sure was quite the party. Did we talk to everyone we needed to talk to?
Did I know that you were there?
no.
No.
It was quite the party. When did you arrive?
No, you knew that JR was there, and you knew that someone was shooting from an upper window.
Yes.
Can you put two and two together?
Well, sometimes.
I mean,
And that was a question directed at you.
all that was said was said. All that needed to be said was said, and
Yes, I can put two
our
and two
friends
together.
are quite happy with the conversations we introduced them to.
Amazing. Will we be seeing our friends again?
We should see them one more time.
Wonderful. Do we need to stay in the city for that, or is our business here concluded?
I have things
Sometime
I'm
in the.
doing.
We'll see them sometime in the next month.
Okay.
I think we could probably go once. And JR gestures down at.
Himself.
Right. But
His
we,
oozing wound.
Well, we originally came
Yeah.
here for some information, and we got all
We
of
got
that,
that,
right?
yeah.
So as soon as everyone's resupplied and feeling better, we can be moving along.
Yeah. I see no reason why not.
I have an appointment tomorrow, but aside from that, I am not tied down.
I mean, I still need to meet with my
Who are you meeting up?
employers.
Oh,
Oh, right, your employers.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're welcome, by the way.
Are they. How are they doing?
Well, they're alive.
You're welcome, by the way.
For what?
I helped a little bit.
You helped a little bit?
From where?
Above.
You
don't think heads
notice
just
through all the blood
explode,
haze I
do
was
you?
creating.
Lester is pretty impressive.
I love how, like, we're
Mind-blowing
talking kind of.
feats
He's
of
like, yeah, the
combat
blood haze I
acrobatics.
was creating.
It was hard to see through all the blood haze.
Oh, well, I had your back.
Thank you.
Things slot into place for Bart.
I'll remember that, I guess.
Lester will remember this.
Maybe. If you're lucky.
Just ... maybe. ...
But Lester-
perhaps.
Might remember that.
But what was it? I did a couple of things. I mean, I needed to clean my suit, and I wanted to get make some new sheaths for these cool knives we
Want
got.
to get some new stabby things.
Some new stamp things. But I can't speak any of the languages of this town,
That's kind of why I'm eager to get out of here.
so I'd love if I could get an escort who maybe can speak those languages to help me figure out exactly what I signed up for.
When do you need me to be moving?
Hopefully when you're not like that.
I agree. I mean, if I'm mobile by that point, sure.
Okay. Other than that, I'll probably find some time to go meet my benefactors.
No, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
No. You wanted to do something? Go
I
upstairs.
don't. Well, I wanted to make sure. Yeah,
That was the conversation I wanted to have.
It's important to me that JR
That Jr.
is-
goes to sleep.
we
Goes to
facilitate
bed.
JR recovering as cleanly as possible.
That's what Jr. did to me.
Well, once I finish lunch, breakfast,
Mm-hmm.
but not brunch.
Distinctly different.
It,
Sorry.
But
It's fine.
Eve,
Everybody, like, so I
Okay.
can still lean back on the chair. Everything's fine.
a wood noise happened.
Sure
know.
did, though.
I'm concerned what caused the wood noise.
I
in
was-
case Mouse can go to the floor.
I was leaning back and pushing
Usually-
against the ground with my foot, so something flexed that shouldn't have
Yeah.
And usually,
One
if
of the
wood
joints.
noises like that are going to send you to the floor, they do so immediately.
immediately, right? So
Yeah, I don't let it. I don't let you look like you're helping me, but I accept.
I
Accept your
meaningfully.
Roll me a performance roll.
I have that now.
You see, last level up, I specifically leveled up my performance just
Can
for
I-
this occasion.
Can I roll an opposed performance roll to see through it?
Oh, the performance isn't for us.
I mean,
Roll me
yeah,
a
no,
notice
absolutely,
roll?
it is for you as well.
Roll me a notice roll.
Yeah, okay.
Nope.
I crit failed.
No, he's got it. He's good.
Wow.
11 to 10.
This surgeon.
In fact,
is
So
the
is this where I
finest
leave
surgeon.
without
In
going
fact-
up the stairs
No,
with
in
them?
fact, he's helping you up the stairs.
One success.
Ah!
What did you get?
10.
You don't see through it.
I helped Bart up the stairs.
So you're wondering what all the big fuss is about. JR is obviously way better than he's letting on. He's able to like get up the stairs on
Elbow him in the side.
It's important to know that in actuality, I am using both of you to get up the stairs.
Yeah, it just like he
Perfect.
it looks like he's leading you. In fact, you feel like he's helping you. You wonder what this whole thing is about. You didn't realize that JR was this good of an actor.
Nice.
You
Yeah.
were actually kind of curious if this is
Hold on.
if he was getting something out of this.
Wait, hold on. There's
Is
one
there
piece
a
of
sh-
information
like
that's
sh-
missing.
like was it Shanfan? Yelp.
Fan yelp.
Because this surgeon is clearly the finest in all of the city.
Well, I don't necessarily know how badly JR was hurt to begin with.
Jesus.
What's happening?
Is it Shooks' turn?
Shuksa only gets a 1 second.
Process.
Shooks is unable
Top
to
secret,
help
top
you
hat,
in
top dog,
figuring
top
out
banana,
that
top
JR
banana
is
is-
It's
faking
kind of
it.
like the top prize at something, or like
Yeah.
a prime piece of something.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
I don't know.
top
I'm a
banana. Best
Top
of the
dog.
bunch.
Top rank, essentially.
Yeah.
Alright.
Best of the
Bananas.
bunch.
Yeah.
I was like, that's
That's a
not
pun.
what I'm used to.
Always
Yeah.
appreciate it.
It's an oldie. Yeah, no, unfortunately.
Thank you.
So, anything else people want to do? We made it up to the top of the stairs. JR's up
No
there
one thinks
with...
JR needed any
bells
help
on.
getting up there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
JR's doing
Why?
very well.
Which room is JR going to?
JR's room?
Okay.
Shuksa needs a walk.
Okay.
Come with me to buy a book.
Okay.
All right. Do you need that? Would you like that to be something? Would you
I
like
mean-
that to be a scene?
I would rather just have the book,
Okay.
you know?
Does not need to be.
Yeah, it doesn't.
So, you take your translation book with you. It will go over fine. What are you
Beautiful.
looking to buy?
I am looking for a more informative than entertainment book of more exotic fauna
Okay.
to the Weird West.
All right. Are you doing this on your own, or would you like to ask for help?
I would like to utilize bookstore workers to find the best book.
Okay. Roll me a research roll. You will get your
And
investigation.
I do get my investigator. Thank you for that. That's +2 on investigator.
Yes.
I'll Benny this actually. You know,
7's not enough.
no, it's not. I'd like a raise. There you go. How about? So 16, 17, 18, 19.
19?
19.
So you managed
Math.
to track down a
And this is perfect.
what
actually.
amounts to a handwritten account of all of the
Oh, fuck
of
yeah.
most of the exotic fauna of the Weird West. You have descriptions. You have some of them even have weaknesses.
Ooh.
You have
Pictures?
pictures. Yes.
That'll help.
Actually,
Is there a new copy of the epitaph yet?
I had a feeling. I meant to actually bring up that we could look for that while we were out.
So
This
the
is a great
pictures
file,
are
I'm not distracted.
reasonably well drawn.
Nice.
Based on your memory of the Yeti comparing it to it, there are some discrepancies, but enough of it gets through.
I transform into a poorly drawn direwolf. As much fun as that would be.
Cue the bad taxidermy.
Yes.
What was that episode of SpongeBob where there was like the drawing?
Doodlebob.
Doodlebob.
Yes.
But yeah, so you managed to find a
The poor little
reasonably
kids.
complete bestiary of the Weird.
Fantastic.
Hmm.
It will
What's
cost
it? What's
you
it? Yeah, set at.
$5.
Done. I was prepared to haggle, but absolutely not.
It's the
Haggled down
it's
to
obviously
$5.
the ravings of a madman. The only reason why it's going so high is because it's the only copy.
Done. I would love an author. You don't need to give me that right now.
Great, you now have to make a new character.
Morgan Penguin.
Bring it home. You're like, shit. I wrote that.
Gregory Wild,
Gregory.
Wild? was that?
Wild with an E.
Yeah.
Is Gregory Wild with an E one of my pen names?
Roll me pen name.
I don't know how.
Do you want it to be?
Roll something that is. Roll a d6.
Okay.
On 2 of those results, yes. 2 of those results, absolutely not. And 2 of those results, no, but they know who it is.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Okay.
You decide what they are.
I have a 5.
A 5. So that one is you do know Gregory Wild.
I know who Gregory Wild is.
Yes, you
Fantastic.
have met them in your wanderings. They tend to be a hermit. They are actually very good at living off the land and living with nature. Based on the wild things that you know about, you're surprised that they've lasted this long. They
Seems
are
like shit,
able to
apparently.
get very close and very up and personal with these things.
Chances are, I know this guy pretty well, and I constantly send him letters. When he comes into town, he picks them up, and he sends me 1 or 2 letters back.
It's Steve Irwin.
Or you
roll
both,
me
you both
actually.
write for the epitaph, probably.
Is
Well,
it
yeah,
Steve
'cause,
Irwin
like,
or is it
Gregory
Bear
Wild.
Grylls?
Because here's the
No,
thing, right?
Steve
Like,
Irwin.
one of my side
He's
projects is that
definitely
I'm
the kind of
constantly
guy who's
writing,
just like,
like, just
look at this view
stuff
right
for
here.
research.
And
Grabs.
Steve's running up to it and
Yep.
grabs it.
Like, I write, like,
Rise
here are
the
some
giant
5
spider.
plants that you've never heard about,
Here,
listicles.
he is late on his.
I hate the word
Correspondence.
listicle so much.
But he's frequently late on correspondence. He comes into town whenever he
Not
remembers.
this late.
Not this late?
Not this late.
Okay.
Oh.
Well,
Oh, a side quest.
Yes!
Wait.
Not that I'm
No.
complaining,
Wait,
but
another one?
another one?
this guy definitely has to hear about the fucking weird animals I saw.
Mm-hmm.
I was spending that whole party thinking, like, just wait until Gregory hears about this.
Gregory. God damn it.
Does
bigger than he
is
said.
there a new copy
That name's
of
a
the
little
Tombstone
ruined
Epitaph,
for
or is
me.
not enough time passed?
Not enough
It's,
time has passed.
one of
but
the characters
you,
in Five Nights at Freddy's now.
you
His
should
name's
know.
Gregory.
You know that
the
a new
boy kid, yeah.
edition
Yeah,
is
the
coming out
robot.
soon.
Right.
Okay. Well,
It is.
That's a
It is
that
theorized
was
that
reason
the,
to
the
not be
main
mad that we're
character
not
of one of the
gonna
newest
sit here. We're
games is
staying
actually a
here till
robot.
the next edition comes out.
I can see that.
That's
That
par
would
for
make
the
a lot
course
of-
for that game.
Great.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense to me.
You need anything else while we're out?
Shuksa has done her business.
Nice.
I could stand to get Shooks some new toys.
Cool.
Where's that leather worker?
I don't think I pointed you in that
No,
direction.
we have to go back.
And I think during all this, I was going to head off to my benefactor
Yes.
since Lester was being left unattended.
Given that Lester has no parental supervision,
title of your
Lester is doing his own thing.
Bestiary of the Weird West.
All right, so you manage to get to your
By G.
benefactors, no
Wildey.
problem. They let you in. Thank you very much for your sterling aid over the night. That went farther south than we were expecting. But it seems that
Oh, they're not silver,
The-
they're steel.
the responsible party for the incident in which we met have been swiftly dealt with thanks to you.
Wonderful.
I believe that you wanted information on the tower, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and now we have
Info dump.
Infodome. Okay, so so the tower was built in 1873.
Hold on.
I will retain information as best I can and relay to party at next chance.
It is far into the maze off of Shanpan. It is basically built onto one of the mesas that broke apart off the main.
Is it 1873?
Lester takes out a notepad, puts on some spectacles over his mask.
It is known for its sheer cliff sides and no one escaping alive.
Cool. Love that for us.
That being said, the back of the prison has an open cliff face. It is exposed to the ocean. It is given as a chance for prisoners to escape, a small glimmer of hope in what would amount to be a dire situation. That being said,
You can hear the
recently
music.
prisoners have gone missing.
Oh.
The Jungpok have a few informants, or had a few informants. Since then, it has dwindled down to one.
Oh. Uh-oh.
They don't know too much about the inner workings, but they know that security is tight. One of the ways to get in there is to cause enough havoc that normal jail is too much.
Super jail.
Yeah. And would JR have informed Lester about what he's looking for?
Yeah, normally wouldn't, but because the reward for doing this or for helping out his employers was to get information on this. Yeah,
Also, they say that they are willing to look into Neo, which is JR's boss. They're willing to look into that for you.
Wonderful.
It'll take a few days, but they will get back to you with information.
Cool.
So the becoming a ranger idea is sounding better. How would y'all like to be a ranger's posse as our cover to get in there?
A ranger deputy.
A good cover.
I mean-
Ranger hat.
Honestly, would this party have any trouble causing enough havoc to get into an operation?
I was
super
just
jail?
thinking about telling the truth about what we've been up to the last week.
Here's my CV. Honestly, if there was like a window for how much havoc, we would overshoot it.
Admittedly,
For sure.
I agree. I would rather be a ranger's posse because then I have a more likely chance of getting out.
That's true.
Right.
This is why we need specs.
Lester's legitimately like,
We can get in.
how are we gonna
This
get
is-
that much havoc? Just full serious.
This is
like
why
how?
Specs is the key cook when we make chili.
Yes. Chef.
Okay.
Alright, so you are given that information. They are also, given your sterling reputation and how much you did at that party to protect them, they give you
Oh,
$200.
Wonderful.
Hey.
I will pocket that.
Enjoy it.
I will thank them for their kind words.
Lester, where'd you get $200 worth of bacon?
Where'd you get $200?
Better
in shake
question:
bacon?
how did I find a place with $200 worth of bacon?
I live in a part with $200 worth of
They're
bacon.
already carrying $200 worth of bacon.
Shanfan crisis.
Lester,
no
is that a
bacon
new
left
backpack?
in
Why,
Tennessee.
yes!
Alternative
Wait,
Why
ways.
does it smell like
wait.
bacon? Because it is!
Wait. It's just raw, unrefrigerated bacon, right?
Yeah, sure is. I eat it fast enough.
About an
old-
entire young pig's worth.
Well, I was just
All
thinking he
this
bought a herd of
bacon.
pigs.
They're
No,
never
it'd be
more
one
than a
pig.
couple days old.
200 $200 for one pig.
How much
I'm thinking
money
200 pounds,
is
that's
your
not
character?
Do you realize how much money
There
we
would be way
have?
more than that.
No.
Hold on.
We have I know how much money Bart had.
At least
Yeah.
20 pigs.
I have $844.
They can
I have 850.
they can bankroll like continuous bacon.
10 pounds of bacon is
Wait,
like $1.
I'm done.
Yeah, but you had $200 worth of bacon.
Who said that?
It was a joke.
That was the joke.
Oh,
So-
I missed
So
that part.
after doing a little research on you, we understand that you like bacon. So we got you $200 worth of bacon.
Does it come with a refrigerator that can be saddled onto a horse?
No.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I heard.
$100 worth
I
of bacon,
took that
$100 worth of
seriously,
booze.
and I should not.
Oh,
have.
perfect.
But that's the beauty of it. There is no way to transport it, so you're stuck here working for them until you eat it all.
You know what would be really fucking funny is that
the bacon albatross around my neck.
if somehow
Al
Lester,
bacon
every
cross?
single time he picks
yes.
up a newsletter, there's a
Pork
leaflet
cross.
that
I
you
shot
can find
bacon
to the
cross.
local butcher to get a deal on bacon. Like maybe 10 cents off a pound.
Oh, man.
Do you sell in bulk, sir?
No, dude, just like
Can
you
I
just
buy a
happen
cow?
to arrive in
Swine.
town every single time the local butcher is
Al
doing a
Bortros.
sale on bacon.
I knew it was there.
There you go.
If things go the correct way,
just
I
had to
might
work
ask for a
so long.
part
She said to
of
keep
your
going.
one of your newspapers where I get to write reviews on local bacon.
And now, bacon corner with
The
Lester.
Tombstone wouldn't actually do that because remember, like I said, that the Tombstone episode is basically BuzzFeed. They would absolutely
Top 10 bacon.
publish listicles on bacon.
This man, friend to
They will publish
Fable
anything.
Bigfoot.
This man eats 7 tons of bacon a month. Read his top 10 bacon locations on the
This
West
man eats
Coast.
7 tons of bacon a month. And the authorities hate him. Here's his one simple
Here's
trick.
his one simple trick.
Be dead.
Oh,
No, not murder.
Try.
Be dead.
Yes, be dead.
You see, they can't evict
Get
you.
murdered.
You're already dead.
Oh, that's not true.
Okay, so you have the information.
Yes. I will head back.
All right. So, is there anything you'd like to do on your way back, or
No.
so? Anybody else? Next.
I would like to, since I've got time, sitting in my room, I'm going to read my 2 books on the maze that I've got
Okay.
and kind of do research about the maze and stuff.
All right.
I have a couple more things.
No.
Oh,
Would you
no, that
like
was the second
5
one.
or 5?
Would I like 2 or 2?
Oh.
yeah.
And 2
right.
sounds like a good plan.
Okay.
It sure is.
you-
That's what you learned.
So, as you're reading this book, you're just nodding. You didn't realize how boring of a book you got. You didn't even realize how boring books could be. Jeez. You don't understand how Bart does it.
Bart!
I'll be back soon.
Can you read me a bedtime textbook?
Bart, I need help planning the next.
Didn't you just level up
Our next activity.
performance? Like, when you read this book aloud, it is going to be the most riveting thing.
Lester goes,
a lecture from
reading
the
aloud.
professor.
Yeah.
I love that like
your
we're
learning.
both like
So,
performing each other.
so you did actually like get a very scientific knowledge on
Yep.
the maze, which
Perfect.
includes like soil samples, the various places
That's-
which ghost rock has
Yeah,
been found,
Mm.
what the migratory patterns of maze serpents Mage
I could
dragons
see just
are
totally bouncing off of that, though.
And also, that's great for us.
It is. I'm glad that we possess this knowledge. I'd like to make use of it.
That's why I'm like,
Ah, shit.
what's
I should
that?
ask the book guy.
Cornelius.
Yeah.
Cornelius, can you get Bart to come in here?
Why did we put both of the Corneliuses in the same room? Why did we do that? Why have we continued to do that?
You go by Bart,
Yes, I do.
and I go by Cornelius.
And it's true that we both independently decided to use that name.
And
By the way.
and thus I loudly call into your room.
Cornelius.
Cornelius, can you get Bart to come in here and read this?
My eyes crossed for a second. We're back now?
You're back.
Okay. So, yes, but before I do that, I wanted to I wanted to
Hello.
decide whether
I love your
I
hat.
did a good enough. Yeah, so I would like to roll research again to touch up my recreation of the Hoyle page before I show it to.
Okay.
And I'm fine with this being a low odds roll. JR was the end of it.
I'm going to give you a -2 on this.
You don't want to show it to Specs.
Not the Hoyle.
-2.
That's less than I was expecting. I'll take it. Okay, we're gonna Benny that. Just
The deck.
but it's yeah, I had a feeling. Cool. So I'm not gonna show JR
beautiful.
because I don't think that I did a good
Also,
enough
they're
job
eating
recreating
dinosaurs.
it.
How dare they?
We'll keep thinking about that.
Yeah. So
Um,
so basically what happens is you are unable to remember any other details. You know what this says because you were there. You studied them all. You managed to distill it down to this information.
Right.
And looking at this page, you take a second and then you blink and go, "Oh no, this is not readable to anyone else."
Okay.
Just
So-
like all the other Hoyle books.
So that's kind of yeah. So even if I were to show it to him, well, I'll ask you that after the fact. I'm not going to do it right
Oh
now.
no, for added comedy, show it to me.
Maybe later. That's. I'm
When I'm
not going to
hurt.
destroy it. I'll tell you that.
When I'm still hurt.
You are in two different places currently.
Are we? Yes.
That was
I'm
a-
in
that was a
my
question.
room. They're in their room. Yeah.
Okay. So on my way to your room, I want to show Specs my bestiary because it's cool and it feels like a unique find, and I think she'll appreciate it.
Absolutely, especially because I have beasts that need to be looked up.
Fantastic. If you, I mean, you can. I need it back. Obviously, I want to look through it, but hold on to that for a minute. I gotta help JR with some stuff. So
Well, I'll just come in with the room for you and JR.
works for me. Let's do it.
So I'll grab a map and we'll go in there.
Hooray!
Gonna
Research
have
party.
a study party!
Nerd.
Something I
Massive.
did while I was in school. Great. So, what are we doing, JR, with your
I toss.
soil samples?
I toss the books at you one at a time.
Make me an agility roll, both of you.
Oh dear.
One roll, one. Yes.
Definitely re-rolling that.
That's a one success. I have 5.
Reroll that.
One success. It's a 4.
Reroll that.
3 because of the wound. Because this D10
5.
hates me.
How many betties you got, Jen?
Reroll that. I have 8.
Fuck that. Haha. 8.
All right.
A raise.
So, despite JR's best efforts, he whips the book at you. It's going right towards your face, but you manage to like catch it out of the air.
I'm
And
a book
then-
ninja. This is how it is.
And then the second book you catch with your other hand,
Aha. I'd forget too. Don't worry.
So,
and you realize that you were throwing it like a gun. You were throwing those with like your gun reflex.
I do not apologize now. So,
I would be shocked if JR would.
I would be shocked if Bart was surprised. To be perfectly honest.
Well, if JR apologized, we would know he was really sick.
You're right. I wasn't surprised the books were flying in my face.
JR?
so, Bart, this is complicated shit.
Yeah.
You're good with complicated shit.
Thank you.
JR really doesn't like these books.
I'm impressed that you gave it a shot, even.
Can
to
you
begin with.
explain to me why this is important?
Well, we're going here.
No, like, that's why I bought them.
Yes. No. Yeah. Yeah.
Like-
The more we understand, well, so you have this idea of the known unknowns and the unknown unknowns, right? When you go to a new place, there are things that you can prepare for and things that you can't. You know the desert's hot, but you don't know how hot, and you don't.
Yeah. I got that. I got that.
This is gonna
read
help.
the book
Alright.
and then explain the book.
Reading the book explains the book.
So how about a performance roll to gain
why I've been doing
information for our party?
Or it'll take time.
I'm going to say that you would do a research roll first,
Okay, nice.
and then
Unless it's the Great Gatsby,
because
there's too much
you are
subcontext
just getting
in
the
that.
books.
Yeah.
In order to glean the information,
They've only just been
from
thrown in
there,
my head.
You will need to
Okay.
you
Got
will
it.
need to research them and then perform.
And will Telltale help with passing this information
Actually,
on?
yes, it
Okay.
will.
It won't affect the research roll though, will it?
It will not.
Yeah, okay. So that's success.
Okay.
Are we happy with that, or?
Are you?
Yeah.
You gain some information.
I
from
think
the book.
that Bart gaining
You
useful
are-
information from a textbook.
you
one
are
success
able
is-
to-
Yeah.
You are able to get the broad strokes of the
I'm
information.
more worried about communicating it to my cohort.
All right.
So now that would be the performance.
Yes. Performance -2
With Telltale.
with Telltale.
Okay. So it's less of a minus.
Well, so Telltale gets like a +2, correct?
I don't remember.
Normal book.
Normal book?
The normal deadline.
Should be in here.
This one.
That's the supplement. Or no.
No, that's the normal
sorry.
one.
That's the normal one?
No,
It'll
it's
be
under
edges, yeah. New edges, 17. It's very early in the book.
Yeah, it's not in the top bunch of ones that we usually
Telltale. Spreading the tales of your posse's daring to do is far more important in the grand scheme of things. Marshall has all the details on page 84. When making a persuasion or performance roll to lower the local fear level, +2
Okay.
to the total.
So you will not get it.
Yeah, it's
So-
specifically about fear.
It will be a -2.
Okay. It's fine. Thank you. See, I knew. Yay. 8, so a 6.
6. So you are able to convey the information.
Yay.
You get some of it.
I mean, we're about as smart as each other.
Yeah, no.
I just don't do research.
Well, attention
There-
span and intelligence are
Yeah,
not the same
exactly,
stat.
yeah.
There are
Exactly.
some things that bounce off your cranium, but
Oh yeah.
What about Specs, since she's also in the room here in this?
make me. What would be a absorb information roll? Smarts?
Yeah, I
Make
think
a
general
smart
I was going to pitch smarts.
Roll to put all of this information inside your dome.
That's
I mean-
my last
I mean,
3
I-
rolls have been.
I succeeded at getting the. I didn't quite succeed in getting the information literally
Hey.
physically inside
Eight.
of
Eight?
Mal's brain.
Okay, so you are able to glean a little bit more information from Mal's, from Bart's descriptions.
Mm-hmm.
You understand that given the various rocks that were exposed from the quake, it means different things. So, like, based on the rock that you can find in the plateaus, would sometimes mean that there is a cave, there might be a cave system within, or some of these, like, very
the
small
box.
differences are... It's very small differences could mean
Josh.
more ghost rock, or could be a vein of gold somewhere. And also you found that sometimes fossils are found within those rocks. Also,
Neat and
you know
interesting.
that you know how to possibly dodge maze dragons a little bit.
Relevant.
Yeah.
Very useful.
That is.
And also that sometimes when people go into the Ghost Rock mines, they come out on fire. Screaming.
Good try.
Haven't we
yeah,
passed
no.
one of those?
Yes.
Okay, just
Sounds
making
like
sure.
forgiveness.
There's
I'm
a
glad
reason
we didn't go in.
Yeah, no. There was a reason Specs didn't go in. She knows what's up with Ghost Rock.
Screaming about
Well,
science.
She knows that you don't mess with Ghost Rock.
I know what's up with them. They stab people real good.
Exactly. Yeah, no, so otherwise I'm going to be reading through my bestiary book to read
Okay.
as much information about the expected foes that we are going to be facing.
It's also it would be wise for us to just compare the information in the journal bestiary to the map creatures and things, just to confirm, because you can't trust one source
Yes.
no matter what source that is.
Yep.
So, do we find that our information is
Research roll.
hooray?
I-
And also, probably you could coordinate with the at
Pulse
least one of the
pounding
books I
document
gave you.
action. Yeah,
For like environmental
Thank you for a
stuff.
bowl.
Hey,
they put 6s. Oh,
Oh.
yeah! 12, 13. Plus 2. I'll call that a 15.
Okay. And research.
I want my raises. Hey.
Yay!
That's
Hey.
an 8, because I don't have that train.
It's a minus 2.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yes.
you two are able to collab a lot better. You discover that the beasts that were at the party were extremely dangerous. In fact, the bucktooth man was actually a Nosferatu.
That's
They appeared on the plains in, I think it was 1860s sometime for no apparent reason, but there are sometimes
Okay.
groups of them found at wrecked train sites, like conclaves of them in boxcars.
weird.
And you are also able to discern a little bit more information about continuing the maze dragons.
We are
this is
going
what
to be
they
focused
are.
on
can I make a smarts roll to make it
help.
to like synthesize information or ask questions?
Sure, make me a
Nice.
smarts roll -2.
All right,
Smarts minus 2.
-1.
That's going to be a stack overflow. So that was
So how big
as
are
high
they?
as possible, right?
Luckily,
This is Gandhi nuking
these
us.
two are
No,
so
back,
into it that
underflow,
your
excuse me.
that your questions, inane questions, are just bounce off of them. In
So
fact, you get a little bit tired of them not listening to you, and you leave.
right direction.
Also, luckily,
I get so
I mean,
tired of not being listened to.
you get
I
out of
hobble
bed.
out of the room.
And
Go
in,
into
in the
their
limited
bed,
defense of that
like,
strategy,
you
isn't
leave
that what
your
Dr.
own
John
room.
Watson does?
Yeah, actually asking
Also-
all
And go
the,
hang
asking
out
all
with
the wrong
Everett.
questions and misinterpreting
also
information.
luckily, Everett didn't
That's a good point.
go to the monster research.
You
party
didn't
for
know that
some
it was a
reason.
monster research party.
Yeah.
Oh god
You thought
damn
it was gonna be some
Because I'm
nerd
gonna.
shit.
JR starts bitching about
It was.
the monster
It was nerd
research
shit all
party
along.
Mm-hmm.
to Everett.
He is currently invested in quality time with the dog.
Yes. He is also not really listening.
No, but you see, he's not.
He is actively listening.
Good stuff.
Throwing the toy for Wow, that's neat. Good girl.
Wow, that's crazy.
Nope.
JR still
They
doesn't
were
realize that
roommates.
he's not paying attention. JR is so caught up in his own bitching that he doesn't realize what's going on.
They did not.
In,
Man, Everett, you're a great listener.
in 2 sessions, we're gonna be like, all right, this is where we got to watch out for it. Jared's gonna be like, what? You never told me anything about this. You were there.
All right.
Ow.
What would you like to do, Lester?
Me? I'm arriving back.
Okay. Is there anything you'd like to do when you get back?
Yes, I go back to this guy.
There's a monster study session happening.
Are you part of it, or are you in the
I'm
other
not
room
in the
bitching?
room.
So you're in the other room bitching.
Yeah.
Can I
Okay,
hear
make
him
me a
bitching?
notice roll.
Okay. Any pluses? Because he's probably bitching loud.
Roll to
plus
follow
one.
the sound of
Okay.
bitching.
Yeah, 4.
He is not. Well, you find him. So
Okay.
basically, you enter his room and you go, "Oh, sorry," and then you go to Specs' room. He's not in there, and then you go to the Cornelius' room.
That's
the
the
Cornelii.
It's a corny room.
Yeah, the corny room. And he's in there just bitching and moaning to Everett, and Everett's playing with the dog.
Shuksa has the zoomies.
Yes.
Is there a seat?
So does Everett.
Yes, there is.
Okay, I take a seat and wait for him to stop pitching.
Let
him weigh himself
Have you
Roll me a
paid out
notice
the
roll
room
minus
for a
4.
week?
JR's paying.
-1.
Okay. You don't notice that he is there.
Or I noticed, but it's not like
It doesn't register.
yeah.
I take
So
it.
you are continuing to just make me a notice roll -2. Mm-hmm.
There it is.
Okay. So
You stole my die.
I needed an extra wild die so that I could roll all at once.
He needed a Shuksa die.
Okay, so Shuksa gets a raise, and Everett only gets 1 raise.
Did Everett roll 2 6s?
Yes.
Nice.
So you see Lester walk in. He sits down on the bed expectantly and watches JR.
Shuksa bothers you slightly and then
Yep.
goes back to play.
Goes up and noses your
I
leg.
definitely pet. Which I'm surprised she's not scared of me.
You have bacon.
There we go.
Maybe you'll share.
Mm-hmm. At this point, the bacon smell overwhelms your
Yeah.
natural aura.
I either smell like bacon or liquor.
A little bit of both.
It's never one. It's
Bacon.
never
For,
one.
for dogs, probably both.
Yeah.
All right. So, do you just sit there waiting?
Yes.
Okay. On to Morgan.
So Morgan, for the
Weird bout of
evening, has
patience from
gone
Lester.
to the rooms that their colleague is staying at.
JR's talking.
And they have
He must have something.
Not like
important
the
to say.
finest wine, but they have some fun wine.
Mm-hmm.
And they are enjoying.
Is it a box
They-
of Frenzy Blush?
I don't know wine, so maybe.
That's what Josh was drinking.
Maybe.
That's why I said that.
It is definitely something gay,
Mm-hmm.
right?
So yes.
A box of Frenzy Blush, then.
Yeah, like whatever the Sean Fan is version of that is.
Okay.
They're in the colleagues' room. They are not drunk off their asses, like they're drunk enough to have some fun, and they are collaborating on the version of the story that they are going to send to the Tombstone Epitaph.
Okay.
Oh, yes. So it's
So,
all overcooked on
'cause-
purpose.
Well, because
Only a little bit.
Morgan isn't getting credit for any of the work that she did to the reputable paper under her name,
Mhm.
right? Which is fine. It's going under the colleague's name.
Totally
The
not fine.
colleague gets to do all of his fun writing under Morgan's name.
Yep.
That's
And it doesn't carry his name.
Yep.
He gets
like
to be
this
the
is the reputation management game.
Yep. So he gives you some names of the creatures that you saw, because you didn't really get much off of the placards before shit hit fan.
Yeah, I did. I wrote down the placards.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I
you're
spoke
right,
to
you're right.
like I spoke to every single interpreter.
Mm-hmm.
I spoke to most of the guests.
Yes,
I worked that whole room.
you're right. You
I
did.
worked every room.
Yep. So you managed
All
to
the
figure out.
Did
Yeah.
you
down
run
in
the
this
attic?
chair again.
That was off limits to the public.
And then
So
I
was
found
not,
a room that you didn't work.
I was not
You
technically.
You do
the-
even know though that you do know someone who was in the attic.
I do know this.
These are the known knowns. This is what I was talking about.
Until
But
Everett gets one of you
this is
guys
not
to read
public
this
knowledge. But I
article.
also have the building plans. I have the real building plans.
That
The I
is-
told you so's will never end.
We are not going through him tonight because we're just trying to do the breaking news version of
Yeah.
it.
I love that Everett and Jer were in the launcher room and didn't even know it.
Colleague might know that I have more of a scoop on this than I'm letting on, but he's not going to press. Mal, not that your character knows this, but if Spax ever tells you, I walked away from this building, and you may have noticed even that my dress was very full of documents on the carriage ride back. We happened to find the desk,
Fantastic.
the real
Okay.
desk, where all the account books are kept.
Ooh.
and I put all
And
of
not
that.
set off the incendiary device.
And
inside.
we did not set it off.
Good work. Until
And-
you
and
were
so,
already
like,
clear, or
No. We went around
I mean,
it,
it burnt down
emptied out
anyways.
the entire false bottom of the desk, and put it in my dress.
nice.
And then I went and did my normal job of writing for reputable newspaper,
Mm-hmm.
and I still haven't gone through them.
Okay.
Because we're just writing up the version of the story that went to reputable newspaper, but for the Tombstone Epitaph, where we leave in all the stuff that wasn't good enough for a reputable newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
And we're having a gay old time.
Yep.
It's fun too.
The
But
Tombstone is not going to pay for Telegraph, so like
Lovecraft
we're going to
uses the
go
word
to bed at a
clear.
reasonable ish time,
Probably quite a bit.
maybe
But in
1
the
or
turn of
2
the century.
in the
Yeah.
morning, and have like a pretty
Weird
good
and off-putting.
story,
Yeah.
right? And that one's going to go to the
Like
to the
at least
Tombstone
once a week.
via Pony Express, which is far cheaper than the Telegraph.
Yep. Y'all
And it will
roll-
actually arrive all in one piece.
roll
not at all.
me a story writing roll.
Can I use Taleteller for this?
I feel like this would increase
Because I do
the
have
fear
Taleteller.
level.
You can.
Because the Tombstone is more of an entertainment.
So also this has to do more
Oh, so
with
it's on
the
me.
with the oddities of
Yeah.
the
we're
land.
hamming it up. This
The
is
weird.
This
so
is the
are
news.
you making the monsters out to be as scary as they are?
We're not overplaying it, but we're definitely making it entertaining.
So,
Okay.
Like,
proposal. Taleteller explicitly says it's for lowering the fear level.
That's what I was trying to figure
But
out.
lowering
Or
if
raise the
Morgan
fear
does
level.
a good enough job, could they be raising the fear level?
I think if they do a bad
Taleteller,
Well, no.
Taleteller is
As the fear
specifically
level
about driving back the
increases,
darkness.
fear checks
So if
become
you were
more
doing a
difficult.
bad
well,
enough
I mean,
job,
here's the thing,
you'd-
right?
I'm
We
saying, could we
All
flex
the
that to
varmints
invert-
that were at the event got
killed them.
handily defeated.
except that one.
There were some heroes
Man, that got
involved.
away.
Okay,
worried
so if
spiders
you are
are-
willing, so if you were going to
The spider.
work
The
up to
skull
the
ones, that
heroics
would-
of the party and the various,
Exactly, right?
Okay.
Like we're
You
we're
can.
trying to tell a story that's going to sell copies of the
You-
Tombstone.
You
not
fucking bard.
we're
and
yes, actually.
Guilty as
Missing
charged.
and mysterious
We
gunman
do that
in the
on
window.
purpose.
Mhm. So
Yes.
yes, you can.
Yeah.
Tall, dark,
Awesome.
deadly.
Yeah, so the two of us are working together on that, and that is a performance, I think, or no wait, I have persuasion. So I have it requires persuasion D8 plus, and that is what I have. I have persuasion.
Mhm.
All right, so I can use persuasion for this and get +2.
Or performance.
Well, I don't
Yes.
think I have performance
Oh, okay.
specifically.
If you have persuasion, use that then.
I'm going to use persuasion.
I thought you had performance.
I also thought I had performance. Shit.
Don't forget pennies are made to be spent.
That's what I have 2 of them left for.
Christ, if one of us
I
vote
wanted better
for
than a 5.
brawling, you can get really
Well, that's better
nasty
than
with,
5.
That is better than
with your
5.
fists.
Okay, so that is 11.
11.
D10s
Yeah.
for fists. For
You-
physical, like punching people.
You managed to do a
Okay.
good job.
Yeah.
You
Strength-
feel
strength
proud
plus
of
D10.
this work. You understand that there's more to come.
Yeah.
The goal
one
of
the
this story was
funny
to be
things that I probably
entertaining.
could've gone with
Yep.
is you can get claws.
Can I see the
Uh,
telling?
retractable claws. As
Okay.
they
Yeah.
and it starts at
We want this to
strength
be
plus
something that the
4,
Tombstone will print and people will have a
then
fun
you get an
time
upgrade that
reading.
can make it D6.
So,
assuming if you get brawler, it's
I-
Martial
you
artist
got a
and
raise.
brawler both
So
have
you
2
know-
levels, and
you
both
know
of
the,
which, both of them each increase
you know
die
the
attack by
daily
1.
show
go up
with
to
what's his name,
D12
not
plus
Colbert.
four.
Joe Stewart.
Yeah,
D12 plus
Before
1.
you go any
each
further,
time,
you got a
so
raise.
plus
You
two.
get a conviction.
I get a
D4.
conviction.
A
And
conviction gives you so
Starts at
using it
uh,
gives you an additional
6
D6
total levels. Starting at
on-
D4, so 5 more. So
Anything,
8, 10.
Yeah.
All rolls for 30 seconds
One.
or for until the
D12
end of
plus
an
1
encounter
would be what your
Yeah.
total would be.
or something.
Something like that.
No,
Flicking
for
up a little
periods.
bit more,
We
you
all
get
have
an
at least one
additional
that has
D6
it.
in addition to your
There should be
wild die
single
and
four
your
might
Oh,
be
yeah, yeah.
used
6,
as 10,
JR has the
12.
physical.
I don't
Okay, so
know
yeah.
how I'm going to
You're
use
I
doing
that.
had 2.
No, but they have
Well,
the
mark it
physical
down. Mark
Okay.
down that you have a
No,
conviction.
I
Yeah,
have
star.
a conviction.
Oh, yeah,
The lid, Patrick. Did you use your conviction when we were on the train?
I did.
Yeah.
Is that the physical conviction or
No,
is it-
they were.
physical
It was like a
convictions are
pin.
behind
This
it.
is just a thing I
Okay.
got for backing.
There's a. I was showing you. There's a spot on
Gotcha.
the character sheet for.
I
I
like
don't
it.
have it.
That is
Don't worry,
cool.
Mal.
So,
I'm,
what was
I'm
it?
not
Uh,
very good at
Don't
remembering.
worry, Al. I
Did you?
noticed your,
Did you?
your SpongeBob reference.
Did you succeed in lowering the fear level?
Yes.
Got conviction, right?
Yeah, that's what
Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
So like
giving-
basically the point of this was not to like
Oh.
shock and scare people about the stuff that was at the Beirut estate. It was about to like be an entertaining read and like the
Sure,
heroics.
you scare people, but
Yo.
then you say, "But we were all saved."
Yeah, everything was
everything's
fine.
fine.
The building burned down, but everybody
the
like
monsters
everybody
can't be
left
destroyed.
the building alive. They
They
didn't
bleed.
all stay that way.
Everyone
but
important left the building
Everyone.
alive.
So when I saw everyone leaving, they were alive.
when I saw everyone leaving, they were alive, and that is a true and factual statement.
Yes.
Did you not see all the cultists die?
Actually, I did leave before that happened.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
I was in a different part of the building.
Everyone I saw leaving was alive.
And also, the cultists didn't leave.
Everyone I saw
That's
alive.
right, they didn't leave.
Yes, everybody I saw leaving left alive. I didn't see the cultists die because I was not in a separate room stealing things. And
No further questions, please.
no,
It's
I will
legitimate
not.
salvage.
Yeah, it was legitimate salvage. The building burned
Does the Fifth
down.
Amendment even exist in this universe?
The Fifth Amendment only applies to the government.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway,
Mm-hmm.
it's an entertaining
Just
story.
like
Is
Geneva
that
Convention.
actually how this world works?
That's how the Bill of Rights works. It applies to what the
It's the
government
rules
can do to
about
you,
the
not what your
government.
neighbor can do to you.
The
Yep.
Fifth Amendment?
That's
That's search and seizure, right?
Yeah.
No, that's the Fourth
self-incrimination.
Amendment.
No.
The
Fifth
Fifth
is-
Amendment
Fifth is self-
is you.
Self-incrimination.
Oh.
Which
yeah,
is
you
also
cannot
against
be
the government.
compelled to
Incriminate yourself.
Fourth
incriminate
Amendment
yourself.
search and seizure.
You can plead the fifth.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
also versus the government.
Yeah.
Like, arbitration can
There's more to it than just self-incrimination.
legal. Like, if you sign arbitration agreements, you can theoretically have to keep talking.
Yeah.
Or you're in breach of contract. Like, they literally
The
can't
opposite of
force
an
you to
NDA.
talk, but you're in breach of contract.
You've agreed to
Yeah, but
consequences if you
that's
don't.
that's the contract. Like without something like that,
That's like
just
people
the
getting married.
default state. Anyway, so like
The fifth for your
we
spouse.
stayed up a little bit late. We had a great time. We went through some fun wine and we wrote a fun story. And the next morning, after like a lovely breakfast of croissants or whatever is in this town.
Croissant?
No,
No.
there's this type of flaky like disc-like pastry that has some
A
sort of a
cronut.
no, it has red bean paste in it, and it's flaky,
Oh.
and you put it in like it's
I
not
know
a
what you're
lot.
talking about.
That
Ye-
sounds delicious.
You know what I'm talking about. Okay, so like they're having that for breakfast
Yeah.
because it's Shantan, and they're gonna put it on the Pony Express because it's the Tombstone Epitaph that they have BuzzFeed money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I believe we called those tabloids back in the day.
You sure did.
It's really a lot funnier to call the Tombstone BuzzFeed.
I feel like that's
All right, so-
Buzzard feed.
They really
And this
love
is
it.
Buzzard
That
feed.
overall
There you go.
tended to be smarter.
Yeah,
Tabloids,
so
tabloids
you managed
really
To stand out on the internet, you had to be
Write it
an
up.
amount of clever.
You feel proud of this. You feel proud of this work.
Still tabloids.
There is
Yeah,
They just
more
got
that you
celebrities
can
instead of cryptids.
give to
and they're
them.
more about conspiracy theories.
More than
That tracks.
more
They are
that
on
you
the
can dig
internet,
into
though.
this. You
Don't have to be
also,
clever on the internet.
given how high your roll was, managed to put a dig in. Dig in about your
Nemesis.
nemesis.
Smythe.
Smile.
A couple days from the day after the party, so not today in this session, but I did have the name of a guy
Yep.
who knows him and wants to get coffee with me and gossip.
Yep. So we'll get to that one next time. It is currently 8:53. Do we want to call it there for the night?
I think that might be a good
Yeah.
idea.
All right.
Next time we plan a prison break.
At some point,
We could probably figure out what my colleague's name is at Refugee Papers.
Yeah.
So, what were you stealing?